people thought I was dead, didn't you? Well, life has just been really busy, that's all. But hey, there's a new set, so here's a new review as well. Enjoy. 1, 2, 3, there's a new set called Plasma Freeze. Wanna beat me? Yo please, I'll finish you quickly like a deadly disease. So prepare yourself, you see, with every year I get better. So listen to every letter that comes out of my mouth, cause I might say something clever, like I've been doing for almost 3 years now. When you're still subscribed, that's awesome. Wow, I never thought it was possible, so that's why I was a child. Well, stay right here in the YouTube community. Did you hear? Team Seno has a Facebook page. Look it up and you'll see it all clear. That Pokemon isn't going anywhere, the fanbase is still growing. Oh yeah. What's up YouTube, it's ZapdosTCG here, and if you're still subscribed to my channel, well, you rock. Yeah, I know it's taking quite a while to upload videos on a regular basis, but yeah, I will still upload videos time after time. So yeah, we have a new set coming out, the Plasma Freeze set, which will be yeah, quite unique because I'll have new EXs and lots of shinies and ace-pack cards and good stuff like that. So let's just get into this review. I'm only gonna talk about the most interesting cards, so don't expect a full review like the last reviews I did, because I had some comments saying like, why do you say something like this card sucks and then say it to the people out there that you can just skip it. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do right now. So first up we have Execute. This Pokemon has only 30 HP, but it has an interesting ability called Propagation, which states if Execute is in your discard pile, you can once during your turn get it back into your hand. This is really unique because you can have some unique combinations like with Weavile, which I'll talk about later on, and something like discard a card from your hand, which is also great. You can just get it back. It works with Ultra Ball and the good stuff like that. So next we have the evolution Exeggutor, and this Pokemon is neat for his first attack because his first attack, your opponent can't play any supporter cards if you use that attack, so yeah, that's something interesting. Also, because Execute will be really good in the format, yeah, it evolves to Exeggutor, that's why I mentioned it. Next we have Cacturne, and this one deals 60 damage for just 1 grass energy, and it also deals 30 damage to one of your Pokemon, so yes, stage 1 that deals 60 damage with 1 energy could be neat, but it also has the attack payback, dealing 30 damage plus 60 more, and you can discard an energy attached to the defending Pokemon. So yeah, 90 damage, reminds us of Terrakions Retaliate. And next we have Leafeon, the first Plasma Pokemon on my list, and this one deals 20 damage times the amount of energies attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So if your opponent plays something like Gardevoir, it multiplies a lot. But because multiple energies are always great for this attack, 20 damage times the number of energies your opponent has. And with lots of energy acceleration in the format, Leafeon might just have a chance, but I'm not too certain about that because yeah, Eevee still has to evolve, and looks like Eevee will have all his evolutions available except for the latest one from the 6th generation, which isn't implemented in the game yet, the trading card game that is. Next we have Flareon. This one deals 20 damage plus 10 more for each Pokemon in your discard pile. So yeah, with Execute you can just yeah, discard them, deal so much damage, and once Flareon is knocked out you can get back the Executes, but that's not a good idea actually. You have to put as many Pokemon in the discard pile as you possibly can to actually power up that attack. Next we have the first EX on my list, Heatran EX. This Pokemon deals 60 damage, and if it is affected by a special condition, Heatran, he deals 120 damage instead with his first attack, Heat Boiler. I already talked about most of these cards in a Japanese review, but yeah, I'm going to talk about every last interesting card here because there might be new subscribers out there that like to know more about the new cards. So yeah, his other attack deals 80 damage, and yeah, if it has a Plasma Energy attached, it deals 10 more damage for each damage counter on the defending Pokemon. So you deal the attack, the first attack 60 damage, then afterwards you deal this attack, and it actually multiplies if you have that Plasma Energy attached, so you'll deal 140 damage actually, so pretty great. It's a fire type, so you'll definitely want to have energy acceleration on your side because it's quite slow, so I don't think Heatran is the best EX that we've seen so far. Next we have Chandelure, and this one has the ability to search your deck for 1 fire energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon and put 1 damage counter on that Pokemon. It reminds me of the Afterburner Pokepower from Typhlosion Prime back in the days of Gold, Soul, Silver, but yeah, here it's a stage 2 as well, but it's from the deck and not from the discard pile, so that's really neat to have. Maybe you can put a combination like Chandelure and Heatran EX, but I'm not quite certain about that yet. Just let me know what your opinion is about all the strategies and with the new format, actually with the new set. So next we have Reshiram, just a strong basic, high HP basic Pokemon, whatever. You can just deal 120 damage if you have Zekrom in play, so quite solid. Also his first attack deals 50 damage, and you can remove the special conditions from Reshiram, so quite good, but the other Reshiram I prefer with Outrage. Next we have Vaporeon. This one deals 80 damage, and the defending Pokemon is an EX for only 2 energies. Next we have Quagsire. Any damage done to him is reduced by 20, just like with Bouffalant and Donphin Prime back in the days, but yeah, Primes are illegal right now. We're in the black and white format, and also his attack deals 90 damage if he has a fighting energy attached. So not that great, but I thought I'd mention since it has an ability. Maybe some clever people out there can figure out something with Quagsire. Next is Glaceon. This one has the ability for each of your Plasma Pokemon. You pay 2 or less to retreat, so you can reduce the retreat cost of your Team Plasma Pokemon. Next we have Seismitoad, and this deck, his first deck, Seismic Punch, deals 30 damage and 30 damage to each bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So there's also a Mr. Mime in this set, which I'll talk about later, as it can be a really good combination, like you deal 30 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon, and your bench Pokemon are safe because the ability of the Mr. Mime, which I'll talk about soon. So next we have Vanillux with his Chill Max attack. You deal 60 damage. For each energy attached to this Pokemon, you can flip a coin. For each head, 60 damage, so not that bad at all. Next we have Cryogonal. Cryogonal always reminds me of the attack card I used in my previous Donphin deck, like yeah, Donphin and Mega, stuff like that. So it's a really great Pokemon, and also let me check it out. That has the attack Cryo Freeze. Discard an energy attached to this Pokemon, so to your Cryogonal, and the defending Pokemon can attack during your opponent's next turn. So if you can get a lock here, Cryogonal can be quite useful. Next we have Kyurem. This one is a Plasma Pokemon, yes, and for 3 energies you deal 120 damage. And for 2 energies you deal 30 damage, and 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it's quite a solid card and can be used with Blastoise, so Kyurem is quite good. Next we have Electrode. This can draw cards until you have 4 cards in your hand with its ability, Magnetic Draw. Sounds familiar? Yeah, Magnezone also has a similar ability. Next we have Jolteon. This Pokemon can prevent damage from EXs. Yeah, the defending EX can attack if you use Electric Diffuse. Yeah, 40 damage, but that's not that great. But if you can get a combination with all evolutions, it might be something unique popping up in the future. Next we have another EX, Thunderous EX. This is quite good since it deals 30 damage for 1 energy, and you can attach an energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Team Plasma Pokemon. And it's an energy card, so you can get stuff like the Plasma Energy, Double Carless, and the good stuff like that. So also his second attack deals 90 damage, and it has a Plasma Energy. You can discard energy to the defending Pokemon. So all the EXs work with something like if it has a Plasma Energy attached. So Plasma Energy is something you'll have as a staple. You'll definitely want to have 4 if you want to make something great with Plasma Pokemon. Next we have Zekrom, just like Reshiram, dealing 50 damage with his first attack. And the second attack deals 120 damage if you have Reshiram in play. So Zekrom, Reshiram is this combination you want to have. Next we have Mr. Mime. This is the Pokemon card I talked about. It blocks all the attacks to your bench Pokemon, so all your bench Pokemon are safe. So with Seismitoad, it's a perfect combination. I wish I'll test out soon. Next we have Espeon, another evolution. This one can draw cards until you have 6 in your hand with his first attack. And with his second attack, 40 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And it says, also apply weakness and resistance for bench Pokemon, which is something unique we never seen before. Usually it's don't reply weakness and stuff like that, but with Espeon you can just deal 80 damage to a Mewtwo EX, for example. Next we have Sableye, and yes, Sableye is perfect again. Not. This time around it sucks. Yeah. We had Sableye and Stormfront or something like that, which was really great with overgear ability, stuff like that. Pokebody. If you people remember that, you can just post it in the comment section. Then we have Sableye to get item cards back from the discard pile, but this Sableye is just terrible. Next we have Metagross, which is also the pre-release card in this set. It has the ability, you may search your deck for a Plasma card, reveal it to your opponent and put it in your hand. But for a stage 2, I don't think this will be that good. Next we have Deoxys EX. This has the ability Power Connect. Your Team Plasma Pokemon attacks get boosted by 10. So it's like a plus power for your Team Plasma Pokemon. And you can actually combine this, let me check it out. Your Team Plasma Pokemon's attacks do 10 more damage, so excluding Deoxys EX, so Deoxys EX doesn't boost itself, so yeah, it looks like you can combine, like if you have 3 Deoxys EXs in play, you can deal 30 more damage with your Team Plasma Pokemon, which can be useful. Also his attack, Helix Force, yeah, if it has a Plasma Energy attached, it deals 30 damage plus 30 more for each energy attached to the defending Pokemon. So it's sort of like an X-Boss style, but Mewtwo is still better. Next we have Coffagrigus. Once during your turn, you may knock him out, and then you can put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. So that's kind of useful, like I'm sacrificing this to get my knockout on an EX that only has 30 HP remaining, or something regular like that. Could be useful. Next is Nidoking. Nidoking is, like in the past, works with Nidoking, 20 damage plus 40 more for each Nidoqueen on your bench, but I didn't talk about Nidoqueen because it's not that good. So if you want to have a Nidoking, Nidoqueen deck, want to test it out, here's your chance, they're back. Next we have Umbreon, one of the last evolutions in this set. Each of your Team Plasma Pokemon gets 20 extra HP, so that's really great. Getting more HP is always great. And here's Weavile, which was perfect with Execute in this set. It has a second attack, discard as many Pokemon as you like from your hand. Let's say you have 4 Execute, you search them out with Level Ball and stuff like that. Discard Execute, 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 Execute. Just count, it's 120 damage. And then you can get them all back and attack on the next turn, 120 damage again. And you can combine it with Dark Patch or Weavile Execute, something to look out for in the near future. Alright, next we have Absol. Does 20 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon, bench Pokemon actually. So if he has 5, your opponent, you deal, yeah, 120 damage again. So great Pokemon. Then we have Dragonite. I know a certain person that really likes Dragonites. Here, this Dark Dragonite actually has your opponent can't play any item cards from his or her hand during his or her next turn, so you can block item cards. It's always great. Too bad it isn't that good of an attacker, only 60 damage and 90, that's not good. Next we have Kingdra. Kingdra has always been known for only having to use 1 energy to attack, and this set it is the same. It deals 20 damage times the number of water and lightning energies and your discard pile, then shuffle those cards back into your deck. So you can do a really nice number of damage, and you can combine it actually with the Blastoise deck, the Black Kyurem EX from the set before. So yeah, lightning and water still working together. Also it says second attack deals 30 damage to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon with only 1 energy, just 1 energy, 90 damage, so a really great card, Kingdra. Next we have Latias EX, prevents all of the effects of attacks including damage done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon with abilities. So it's if your opponent has abilities, you can block him out with Latias EX. Also his attack deals 70 damage and isn't affected by weakness, resistance, or any other shizzle that isn't on the Pokemon. So like it can break other abilities down, like if it deals, let's say the Quagsire, you deal 70 damage to it, it's 70 damage, it doesn't get reduced by 20. Something like that. So, but for Fire, Psychic, and Coral's Energy, I don't think it's that great. But his ability is kind of neat to look into. Next we have Latiosiac, the counterpart, dealing 150 damage for only 3 energies. It's a perfectly combo with Blastoise again. Blastoise is becoming really popular. Still is, yeah, it's a great card. Next we have Raticate. This Pokemon gets a Team Plasma Pokemon, a Trainer card, and an Energy card from your discard pile to your hand. So it can be a recovery card in tight situations because its retreat cost is 0. Alright. Here we have Eevee with the Signs of Evolution. You already noticed from the past, probably. You can search your deck for 3 different types of Eevees, evolutions. Yeah. Next we have Kecleon. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, this Pokemon is the same type as your opponent's active Pokemon, so that's great. Also, you can copy an attack, I believe. Choose one of your defending Pokemon's attacks. If this Pokemon has the necessary energies, you can use it. So sort of like Mew, but only for the defending Pokemon. Next we have Tornadus EX, one of the best ones out there, I believe, or am I wrong? It deals 60 damage, does 30 more for each plasma energy attached to this Pokemon. I'm not too sure about being it really great. I prefer the other Tornadus EX actually, because yeah, it deals can dunk, and this one can't dunk. It's just like Cleffa using Eek with his first attack, and 30 damage for each plasma energy attached to it, so you can have a maximum of 60. 120, 100, 200, and 40. So if you have 4 plasma energies attached to your Tornado's EX. Yeah, I'm struggling over my words a bit. So next we have the item cards. Floatstone. If you attach it to a Pokemon, the Pokemon has 0 retreat cost. Nice. Next is Frozen City. Whenever any player attaches an energy from his or her hand to his or her Pokemon, yeah, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Let's see here again. Oh yeah, Team Plasma Pokemon are not affected by that Stadium card, only regular Pokemon. So if you have a Plasma deck, put this in your deck, it actually works pretty well. Next we have Jetsus. This one is really great. It's also available in a full art version. You check your opponent's hand, all the item cards get to your opponent's deck, get shuffled back in, and you can draw as many cards as your opponent shuffled back in. So it's not that confusing. And it's really powerful actually. Your opponent will be stuck with 0 item cards, and you will have to be really lucky to have a supporter in his hand. You can check it out, so he can actually block your opponent out with Jetsus. Next we have Shadow Triad. Put a plasma card from your discard pile into your hand. Could be useful. And then we have Superior Energy Retrieval. In the past we had Super Energy Retrieval, but this one states discard 2 cards from your hand and put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So quite useful for an item card. Then we have Team Plasma Badge. The Pokemon that this card is attached to is a Team Plasma Pokemon. So you can actually manipulate some strategies by turning it into a Plasma Pokemon. Really neat. Then we have Team Plasma Ball. Simple enough, put a Team Plasma Pokemon from your deck into your hand. Then we have a Plasma Energy, which is available in this set as well. Then to the Ace Pack cards, we have Live View. If the Pokemon that this card is attached to is knocked out, your opponent takes 1 prize card fewer. So in other words, if your EX is knocked out, your opponent will only take 1 prize card. So really great. Then we have Rock Guard. I talked about this before. It's like, you know Rocky Helmet, well, multiply that by 3. So Rock Guard puts 6 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. And yeah, all the EXs are also available in a full art version. Just let me know if you think the full art versions look better or if you prefer the regular ones. That's yeah, something I want to know about you guys. Then let's see what else is in the set. Of course, Jetsus is available as a full art, as I mentioned, and then we have Juniper as full art. Finally, we've been yeah, wanting it for ages, and now we have it. Next we have the shinies. We have Empoleon from the past, Sigilyph, Garbodor, and Garchomp. Also the items Max Potion and Ultra Ball. So it seems like Pokemon always wants to have the playable cards as shiny versions to get more money in their pocket. Wow, something you should think about. It's always the same with that. And then the pre-release card was Metagross. So that's all for the set itself. And yeah, let me know what you think about the set. Do you think it's something you want to look forward to, or do you think that the previous sets were better or something? But there's actually some really neat combinations available with the set, so I suggest you definitely get it for upcoming tournaments. So next one I want to talk about is the tints, the fall tints from 2013 will be Deoxys EX, Lugia EX, and Thundurus EX. So yeah, Lugia was really popular, but now the price will cut down, just like with Mewtwo, Deoxys, what am I saying? Like with Mewtwo, Darkrai, and Rayquaza, they'll just make tints, and yeah, you don't have to get it that expensive anymore. Lugia EX, Deoxys, and Thundurus. Next we have the blisters from Team Plasma, or actually Plasma Freeze. We have a Dragon promo card with 3 boosters. We have an Electrode promo card with a 1 booster, and then a Landorus, which is really neat, with 3 boosters again. So that's for the blisters. Also, the last one is a Moltres, contains a Moltres promo and 1 booster pack from Plasma Freeze. So that's all for Plasma Freeze. I can't talk anymore. That's all for Plasma Freeze. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode, and as you see, once there's a new set, I will always post a video like always. So yeah. Also, I'm planning on releasing some more raps as a single raps, like with the Eevee rap, which got quite popular in quite a short amount of time. So yeah, that's all for me today, and hopefully I'll see you guys all soon. So thanks a lot for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do that here. So yeah, see you guys soon. Till next time. Peace.